Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, April the 7th. I hope you guys are doing well or having a wonderful day so far. I will be doing another personalized message for today, but I think after this video, I might do a tea leaf message with tarot messages as well, because I didn't do a tarot message in today's reading. So I might do that, but I may not do my other deck that I normally use. I might use the Cozy Witch Tarot deck, okay? So just switching it up. Sometimes it's good to switch up the scenery, because sometimes when you see the same cards over and over again, the messages may, be continuous, or they may pop up the same. So it's nice to switch it up. All right, guys. So let's get started. Let's see what you might need to know for today. All right, guys. And I think I might do affirmations by the ending of this week, because I haven't done affirmations in a very long time. So let's see. So the first card is tattoos. Tattoos could be very significant for some of you. Maybe you wear tattoos or you have tattoos. You could be thinking about getting a tattoo as well, but this could be self-expression for some of you guys, okay? How you express yourself or how you show up is very significant. You could be following your heart and dreams at this time when it comes to your purpose. Also, when it comes to starting a channel on your own, you guys could be thinking about starting a channel. You could be Asian descent, okay, or have Asian culture or background. If not, this could be about wisdom and roots and traditions when it comes to appreciation versus appropriation, right? So obviously take what resonates with this, but there's something that you know that you need to do when it comes to you starting your own opportunities, whether this is a job or you creating something new when it comes to content. Okay, so take what resonates in that sense. You don't have to force it and make it fit. Even when it comes to creativity, it may not only be content creating. This could be music, this could be art, this could be anything, okay? But we have binaural beats. There's something about you being in a calm, healing frequency for some of you guys, or using binaural beats when it comes to, being calm, okay? Or trying to focus. One day is very significant. You may have something happening maybe tomorrow or within one day from the video. Okay, Egyptian astrology or Egypt could also be very significant. This is about spiritual awakening. So some of you guys could be going through a spiritual awakening. This could be talking about ancient Egypt history. Okay, this could be artifacts, etc. Virgo energy talks about you guys being organized or humble at this time. So there is something about you guys being modest with basically with the knowledge that you know, but also when it comes to spiritual awakening, there's something about you being helpful or being environmentally conscious at this time with what it is that you guys are providing service for, okay? Green hair is significant. So you may resonate with green hair. There's also something about June that could be significant. Maybe you guys are born in the month of June, or something could be happening within the next few months, okay? So even if this is not happening today, there's something about receiving confirmation about something happening, soon. Okay, so let's see. And you may have Cancer and also Gemini placements in your chart. You don't necessarily have to, but also look at your Vedic astrology as well for some of you guys when it comes to, ancient Roman times or ancient Egypt. Definitely check your Vedic astrology or check something to do with Vedic, because there's something about India that's significant, and also ancient Africa, like the connection between the two when it comes to history and our beliefs and things of that matter, okay? It may not resonate for everybody, but herbalism is also significant. There's something about, using turmeric or cardamom or, nutmeg and things like that. Certain spices could be very significant. Some of you guys are herbalists, or there's something about you being a earth medicine type of person with Virgo energy in this, message showing up here, and also with green, okay? So movement is significant. There's something about maybe you guys could be into roller skating, but if this is not just roller skating, this is about you being in connection to your body, okay? Being in connection to your body when it comes to you being grounded. You may have a lot of information when it comes to plants, okay? Plant wisdom. So even if you're not somebody who you know, grows your own plants, you may know a lot about information when it comes to how you can use certain herbs and spices to manifest, or using certain herbs and spices to be able to basically get what it is that you desire or what you want, because you're using the intention behind it. So you know, people who spend like hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars in order to buy like the best looking crystal. Now, don't get me wrong, nothing is wrong with that, but if you can't afford that, right? Like I always say this in my video, like even with me, right? I don't pretend to act like I have money, and I don't pretend to act like I have it all, because I don't. But I will use what I have in my home, like my resources or the intention behind my resources. So even that too could be significant for some of you guys when it comes to movement and connection. Some of you guys could be releasing a lot at this time when it comes to your self-expression and how you show up. Blue eyes could be very significant. Even if you don't have blue eyes, there's something about you finding peace and finding some type of tranquility in what it is that you're doing. Even when it comes to you being connected to water is also significant. We have smoker. So some of you guys could be smokers. You don't have to be, but there is something about your lungs being connected when it comes to like your voice and also divinity, what you speak of. So your throat chakra could be activated at this time if your throat chakra was blocked for a little bit. We have social media as well, and then we also have beautiful lips. So either you have beautiful lips, or maybe the way that you speak or what you say could be very beautiful or beautifully said. All right, guys, so let's see. So we have the 4th. That could be significant, okay? So the 4th, maybe a couple days ago, could have been significant. May 4th may be significant. We also have, for some of you guys, maybe June 4th could resonate for somebody. Okay, we also have the 11th. So for some of you as well, with Virgo energy showing up, maybe you have Virgo placements as well. So you may be born on the 4th or the 11th, depending on when your birthday lands. You may have Virgo or may have Gemini or Cancer placements. Even June 4th is significant, and also July, not July, what am I saying? June 4th, and I want to say maybe July 11th. Yeah, July 11th could be significant too, right? That could be confirmation for someone as well. But also April 11th could be significant too. Now, this could be something about an achievement when it comes to your channel. Maybe you guys started posting on April 11th, so that could be significant too. Or there's something about April and the 11th. Okay, 4s and 11s could be very significant. Like you guys could be seeing 1144 or 1414 or 4141. But whatever this energy is, this could be confirmation for someone. Okay, we have initials E. That's significant too. Okay, we have initials P. Okay, so we have initials E and we have initials P. So let's see. We also have the 2nd. Okay, so again, this also showed up in one of my other videos too. Okay, we have the 24th. So the ending of this month could also be significant, right? Also, November 24th could be significant too for someone as well. Doesn't have to be, but that could be confirmation. Angel number 4, angel number 11, angel number 2, and angel number 6 is also significant, and also angel number 9, okay, with the 18th here. So some of you guys could be born on the 18th. We have initials W. And then we also have the 5th, okay? So take what resonates with that. There's something about, now, it's probably not the word, but wept. Like, you know, when you wept, like you wept, like you're sad or you've cried or something, like you've released, that could be significant too. Okay, weeping willows could be very significant. I don't know why I thought of that too, but that could be confirmation. And also when it comes to, now I don't want to say this, but this also showed up in one of my readings, maybe I want to say a week or two ago. P-E-W, so pew. Okay, this can be pew pew, meaning gun violence, guns, war, things like that. Take take what resonates with that message. I'm not trying to manifest it, but there's something about that. The sound of that reminds me of a gun, okay? Like that pew pew sound. Now, even if this is like someone playing video games, that could be significant. But if not, you guys can read between the lines and, you know, you guys can get what I'm putting down here, okay? But let me see what else I can get. But there is something about maybe cycles or, you know, celebrations or, you know, achievements, completions, I don't know. But there's something about, you know, the next few days could be very significant for some of you. Okay, we have initials F, okay? So even when it comes to like a few, there could be a few of you when it comes to social media. You guys could be moving towards social media when it comes to your business. Okay, we also have the 10th as well. So some of you guys could be born on the 10th. October could be very significant as well. And angel number 1010 could be significant too, okay? We have initials U, and then we have the 30th, okay? So again, when it comes to initials, dates, things like that, these initials and dates could be very significant, but it may not be for everybody, okay? So there's something about a few, which is not a lot of people. It's like a group of people, okay? There's something about social media, a few, pew pew, meaning the sound of something being shot, okay, shots being fired, something like that, okay? I don't like that message either, but maybe this is like a warning or confirmation for some of you guys when it comes to being aware or having discernment when it comes to basically the energies that are around us at this moment, okay? So yeah, that could be a significance, but I won't get too in depth with it. I'm just gonna pull another card. I like how it snowed this morning and now the sun is coming out as if nothing had transpired. That's so funny. I love Canadian weather. It's like all over the place. Okay, organizing your time more wisely is significant. You guys could have your boundaries up right now and focusing on what matters, okay? Anything that causes any drama, any delays, any you know, shortages, blockages, you're not entertaining that right now. Some of you guys, your right ear could have been ringing, meaning you guys are receiving some type of alert or ping. Graduating from school is significant. This is about moving on or moving forward. So even if you're not graduating school, some of you guys could be, but if that's not the case, you guys are moving into a new chapter, okay? Some of you guys that are moving into a new chapter, you guys could be meeting people that feel familiar to you. Now, this could be past life energy as well. Karma is also significant. There's something about you receiving justice because you guys are treating people the way that you want to be treated, okay? So there's something about receiving some type of good karma. Now, if you were treating people bad, obviously you're going to get that back, okay? But if you're treating people the way that you want to be treated, meaning you're minding your business, you're not bothering anybody, you're not going out your way to be disruptive, you're not going out your way to be destructive either, okay? Maybe you're just doing your own thing, you're focusing on yourself, and that could be significant for some of you guys. Blocking a connection is significant. Now, someone in your energy could be wondering why you're blocking a connection, but unfortunately, sometimes you need to block people out of your energy for your own sanity and your peace, especially if you feel or see as if this group of people or individual or energy in itself is not changing, okay? Like, you can change all you want, but you have to remember that not everybody is willing to do the work that you put in for yourself. It's like you want things to change in your outer world. You're going to do that work in order to see that change in your outer world, right? And if you're wondering why things are not working out the way that it's supposed to, that is also another reason why. So there's something about receiving more clarity about a connection before moving forward. Or for some of you guys, there's a lot of connections that you guys could have blocked, okay? Because again, You guys would rather your mental peace and your mental sanity than having to pretend to people please with people that don't even want to do the same for you, but they want that for themselves, right? It's like a lot of people want a lot of things for them, but they're not willing to do that for other people as well. Like, money can buy a lot of things, but if you do not have emotional intelligence and you're not able to connect with people on a very deep level, everything is surface level, you will always run into problems, right? Like, if you think that everybody is surface level, not everybody's like that. And if you've been walking around or running around through life thinking that, yeah, everyone is surface level, that's not the case, right? There's something about chemistry and oranges. There's something about your energy that you may have chemistry with certain people, places, and things. And it's almost like your energy shines, like you shine like the sun. So you have energy like the sun. Whether you are a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, there's something about you shining like the sun. Okay, being able to shine light on certain things that people either do or think that they can get away from or get away with. And you could be the one that you are the one that's blocking certain connections on purpose. Because like I said, you may realize that certain people don't like peace. They don't like quiet. They don't like sanity. Some people would rather gossip than work on themselves. Some people would rather still talk about the past, instead of moving on or moving forward, right? And so it's one thing to talk about the past because you guys are telling your story. And it's one thing to talk about the past when, you guys are just talking about it, but it's almost like you're regurgitating what has happened, even though you're not in that energy anymore. That could be someone in your energy, even though they're not saying it. You're feeling the energy, you're feeling the vibration where they could be projecting a lot in your energy. So even if you don't talk to people every day or you don't see people every day, or even if you go to work and you keep to yourself, there's something about that where your energy is very purifying. So if people are going to come into your energy, they better make sure that they come correct. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how young you are. The fact that your energy holds enough power and respect that doesn't matter who it is, come correct. And if you cannot come correct, then don't come at all, right? So you could have a very strict energy about you, but there's a reason why you have a strict energy is because when you allow people in your space and they use and abuse your kindness as a weakness, then it gives you every right to cut this person or like this group of people off. Because what do you owe them? Nothing. You did everything that you needed to do, right? So yeah, a broken object. There's something that's been broken when it comes to an ending of a cycle. You guys could be ending a cycle and releasing whatever this connection might be, okay? Like I said, this could be friends, this could be family, this could be groups of people, this could be, a company, this could be anything, okay? But just know that you guys are releasing this, whatever this is, especially if this individual entity, energy, whatever it is trying to get back in your good graces. You don't care, right? For some of you guys, you were never somebody who cared to be liked or disliked. Like, you literally are just there, right? And it's kind of like you guys are going with the flow, but other people around you could be worried about what you do or what you say or how you say things when you don't really care. You just want to make sure that you get your shit done and that you're out of everybody's way while you're getting your shit done, okay? There's something about that too, where some of you guys are never in the way when it comes to other people, but then you may feel like everybody else is in your way when it comes to your path. It's like having discernment and having self-awareness about your environment around you and the people around you, and realizing that you can pick up on certain cues and pick up on certain things, especially if there's a shift in energy, you can pick that up, right? Some of you guys go with that energy and you just allow things to kind of unfold the way it's supposed to. Some of you guys are meant to actually stop that energy and put a stop to certain behaviors and patterns when it comes to people, right? So jokingly, a lot of you guys are actually meant to be a tower moment in other people's lives. Okay, if people are going around life without any problems or any mistakes or anything like that, like, oh yeah, I can do whatever I want without any consequences, here you come changing that dynamic or situation. So you guys are ending old cycles. Like I said, you guys are a code breaker. You either end old cycles or you bring clarity to situations that need to be changed or need to be fixed. And if that group of people or that person individually does not want to change or fix that, you will leave them in the dust. Okay, because it's not your job to help people heal themselves. They need to take responsibility to go within and find what makes them upset or sad or fulfilled or whatever the case is. But it's not your job, okay, as a healer, to heal every single person that you meet, because not everybody is deserving of your energy. Okay, no one's energy is better than anybody else, but when it comes to your mental stability and your sanity, you best believe you're going to protect your energy and just disconnect from every and anybody when it comes to your peace and your quiet. You do not play about your sanity. You do not play about your peace and quiet, okay? And when somebody comes into your energy and tries to mess with that, obviously, even if you're not someone who retaliates, because again, a lot of people do things because they want a reaction, right? So say you don't retaliate the same way this person wants you to, it's frustrating to them, because how dare you be, aware of my illness or my my ill intentions. Like, how dare you be aware of what I'm doing? It's called discernment. Okay, you can feel someone's energy if they're in a space that you don't want to be in. You can sense someone's energy when they're in a certain environment that you don't like. You can tell certain things about certain people, places, and just in general. And that is what's frustrating for people, because if they have it in their mind that, oh, I'm going to use the collective based on what I want or what I can get or what I can see what I can get, it is frustrating to somebody who is not aware versus someone who is aware. Okay, so some of you guys could be opening up something new. There's something about growth as well. You guys could be growing or expanding or, finding different ways to grow when it comes to your expansions. But whatever this energy might be, there is something about you guys moving forward, okay? So this could be you guys opening up something new or just starting something new or, taking the lead to be the first one to do something new, okay? But yeah, when it comes to your boundaries, you guys could be saying no to something. Now, you could be saying no, or there's something about you pausing, okay? But dark brown eyes or darker eyes are very significant. There's something about gratitude and groundedness, but you guys could be saying no to a lot of things. Music is very significant. So even that, like, you could be saying no to music. Maybe you don't listen to music as much as you used to because you realize the ties and the connections behind the entities and the frequencies behind that. That's another thing that people may not realize either. What you listen to and what you put in your mind is very significant. So yes, a song can have a catchy beat, it can have a great sound, but also frequencies are very significant. So if you're a happy-go-lucky person and you like to listen to like sad love music, guess what? You're going to manifest sadness in your life, because what you're listening is what you're manifesting. There's no reason to be listening to sad music constantly, okay? It's one thing to listen to it, but if you're constantly listening to one genre of music and wondering why you feel mopey and sad and gloomy, well, duh, it's the music and the vibrations we listen to. Music has a whole control on us without even realizing it, based on rap music, based on hip hop, based on jazz, okay, based on, all these different genres, right? So binaural music and frequencies could be very significant where, you may have different generations where they could be stuck in the past and they could be listening to certain music or songs while you don't even watch TV, you don't listen to music, you don't do certain things like that. What do? You actually enrich your mind, okay? You read a lot, okay? You go online and you learn new things, okay? Even if it's a new language, you're not lazy, right? You don't sit down and watch TV all day, every day. There are people like that out there that all they do is sit down and watch TV every single day. And you could be somebody who goes out of your way to share knowledge and wisdom with people, but because you're not doing it in a way that's very like, show off like, or you're not talking about what you're doing constantly, like, oh, look at me, right? People think that you're not doing anything because what you're doing is in the background. Take what resonates with that too. What you're doing is in the background. So even if it is tied to music, you could be working on things and people may think that you're not working on anything because of the fact that you're not being a show off about it, right? So you know people who also have like I know you guys are going to understand this. Have you not ever been that one friend or that one family member where you have another person around you because they're so proud of what you do? They don't know how to do it, by the way, but they're so proud of how you do it that they're always the ones making plans, inviting people over, but yet they're the ones inviting people over, but they're making you cook food, okay? And you're not the one that invited them over. You want to relax, you want to unwind, but you have this individual always inviting people over and saying, yes, we can definitely do that. No. Okay, you could be saying no in that sense. Like you could be saying no to certain music that you listen to, certain foods you eat, certain people that you hang around. Even when it comes to people making plans without your acknowledgement, you are saying no to that as well, because who are you to say yes to someone else, but yet you're the one that's saying yes and I'm the one that's doing all the work, right? That is also significant too. So like if you're inviting people to cook food and you're not the host and you're not cooking, but your person or someone you know around you is doing it, then why are you inviting people and disrupting other people's peace and their sanctuary? This is what I'm talking about, where again, expression, right? You guys saying no when it comes to certain things and standing on that, okay? So winter could also be significant too, where you guys could have received some type of clarity about a situation. That could be significant as well. Like this could be, like I said, about music, or this could be about someone older than you, okay? Now this could be someone older than you, okay, when it comes to senior, or you could be a senior watching this, you don't have to. But when it comes to your age and wisdom, you have a lot of age and wisdom for somebody of your age, okay, of your generation. So you may look young, you may seem young, you may act childlike, okay, but that doesn't mean that you're stupid. It doesn't mean that you don't know what is going on. It doesn't mean that you don't see the crap that people do purposely, okay? You see everything and you know everything, but because you're quiet and you refuse to cause chaos and tension on purpose, unlike other people who don't mind chaos and don't mind, tension, they love that. They actually breathe in that, right? You are not that person. The reason why you may show up as someone who's chaotic and things of that matter is because you shut that shit down. Okay, so if somebody comes towards you and they try to bring chaos and, toxicity or whatever that energy, that weirdness is, you're going to look at them and either walk away, you're not going to entertain it, or even if you do entertain it, you're going to look at the person and say, what is your problem? Like, why are you the way that you are? Like, why can't you just leave people alone and just do your own thing, right? And that could be significant. At the bottom of the deck, we have Neptune energy. This is about intuition, okay? Dealing with people who are also delusional, okay? And thinking that whatever this boundary that you have when it comes to dealing with people, you really do have people in your energy who are delusional, thinking that you're going to come back to their energy. Whether they care or they don't care, you don't care. You know that your peace and your quiet and your stability is way more important than having to worry about other people and why they do the things that they do without even going within themselves, right? It's like people will sit there and say, woe is me. Why do people not like me? Why this? Why that? And I said this in my other video too. And you will have people who sit there and play dumb, okay? And I hate to be that person, but it's true. People really sit there and play stupid, play dumb, play delusional, and play like, oh my God, I didn't know. And they knew the whole time, right? So that is why when you cut people off or you have boundaries and you say no to people, it's not that it happened overnight. It happened, okay? It is that individual's problem if they don't want to see why the problem is the way that it is or why it persisted the way that it showed up. Okay, that is not your problem. That is that individual's problem to figure out why the connection is broken or why the connection is the way that it is. If you can go within yourself and see your issues and see what is wrong for you, then that means other people should still have the ability to sit down with themselves and see why they're the problem. If someone needs someone else to tell them why they're the problem, then don't waste your time. I'm sorry. It's good to have someone to say something to you and say, hey, this is my perspective. Open your eyes and see it from this point of view. But even so, even if you have somebody in your energy telling you, okay, like even if you told that person and then they go to someone else and they ask and that person tells them the same crap, that is that person's problem to fix that issue, not yours. Okay, a lot of times people feel like, especially adults, feel like it is your responsibility to take care of them and their emotions and baby them. Okay, if we are all of over the age of 18, we are all emotionally mature enough to take responsibility of how we treat people and how we show up when it comes to people. You do not have to be in someone's face 24/7. And I know some generations grew up like that where it's like, you have to say good morning every single day. You have to respect your elders every single day. Hello, mental health is a real thing. Not everybody wants to be all up in everybody's faces. I'm just going to keep it honest with you. Okay? And because you keep it honest and real like that, you're the mean one. Okay? Like you're mean in that sense because you're following your guidance. Okay? If someone does not understand the path that you took, guys, if someone does not understand the path that you took, okay, and why you're taking it, that's on them. You will always attract what you're supposed to attract when it comes to dealing with people, places, and things. Do not let people think that because you saying no is disrespectful. No is an answer, right? People feel so obligated to your energy. Like they feel like you owe them something when you don't owe them anything. Like a lot of people think that they have authority over your life when you are the one that has authority over your own life, okay? Like you may give people a little bit of a little oblige just to make them feel good about themselves because, everybody wants to feel good about themselves, right? In that sense. So, that one manager that that they love to be like, everybody loves to give compliments, but deep down inside, people don't care. That kind of energy. When somebody wants to be wanted or wants to be needed, but then you don't give them that, that's the energy that I'm picking up. It's like dealing with people who still have this mentality of like inner child that they haven't healed, where God forbid if they were left alone for like 2 milliseconds, that would be a problem, right? There are people out there that are not meant to be alone, or they can be alone and they refuse to be alone. And unfortunately, the people that don't want to be alone, they're always clicking up with groups, clicking up with another person, meaning there's 2 in a group, 3, 4, 5, meaning they're not a lone wolf. They are going to have issues all the time because they do not know what it's like to do things by themselves. Okay, even relationships, leaving one relationship just to go into another one and not fixing what the main problem is or the root of the problem. Okay, blaming women and men instead of actually looking within themselves and understanding why things keep happening the way that they happen. Sometimes people don't want to admit that they are the problem. Okay, so imagine if I jumped from relationship to relationship and I had kids. Okay, for example, said I had kids and as soon as something goes wrong, it's like, okay, I'm going to pack it up and I'm going to leave, right? Did you sit down and think about what had happened? And even so, even if you sat down and thought about what had happened and you tried to work on these situations or whatever the case is, why didn't you leave if you were not happy? Like a lot of times people do things because they want everybody to be comfortable, but sometimes you can't, right? I don't care what generation you are. There are older generations that are older than us that have common sense and left when they were not happy, okay? Some people just like comfort and they don't want to admit that they are comfortable in a situation because guess what? There's a roof over your head or there's water or food or whatever the case is. It's like abusive relationships. A lot of times people who are in verbal or physical relationships that are abusive, the reason why they do not want to leave is because of the comfort, okay? Knowing that they're always going to have a roof over their head, things like that are very significant. People do not want to leave their comfort zone. You may be someone who does not care to leave your comfort zone. Whether you are happy or not, you are going to leave what does not serve you. Okay, there's a lot of people in different generations that, not our generation, but the older generation, where it's like, well, I stayed because, I had kids. Well, that is why you're unhappy. And unfortunately, you being unhappy is the reason why millennials and Gen Zs, unfortunately, are in the boat that they're in emotionally and physically. Okay, a lot of times the crap that we deal with, it stems down from our parents or from generations, right? So there's something about that. Either you have a lot of wisdom, whether this is old wisdom, or you have a lot of knowledge when it comes to your intuition. Okay, there's something happening in the next few months that's significant as well. And then we also have Pluto energy. So there is something to do with change. Okay, you guys could be going through some type of change, but take what resonates with that. All right, guys. But I'm going to end it here. Okay, guys. Thank you guys for the love and the support. I appreciate you guys, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video or message. All right, guys. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you next time. Follow me on YouTube and TikTok, and my website is www.mysteriouslyunique.ca. All right, guys. Love you guys. Bye.